What will fill the gap? The immediate gap will be filled by alcohol, drugs and other things because people are trying to make something out of their life. But they will tire of that. The more intelligent will look beyond that. Those who indulge also will get tired of it after some time, but it'll take its toll, unfortunately. Then what is it? Then people will look for the science of well-being. That is what he stands for. This is why I said Adi-yogi is not of the past, but a phenomenon of the future. Though it was well over 15,000 years ago, what he offered is a scientific, technological solution for the subjectivity of the human being. Not philosophy, not ideology, not belief system, not tickets to heaven, but the science of subjective well-being. Adi-yogi is not of the past, but a phenomenon of the future. Though it was well over 15,000 years ago, what he offered is a scientific, they were not allowed to think, especially ladies. You must appreciate the times because just 100, 200 years ago, you were not supposed to think at all. If you did think for yourself, you would get punishment for that. In this culture, it was not so much so, but in the rest of the world, it was very much so. Women were not supposed to think for themselves. So women are beginning to think for themselves. What it means is, straight away, 50% of the world's population has come into thinking process. So that's not a small thing. And now that people are thinking for themselves, once you think, however crazy you think somebody is thinking, there is a logical process to their thought process. So now, seeking solutions, even subjective solutions, in a more logically correct way or a scientific manner will naturally come forth. When this happens, Adi-yogi becomes super significant because he's already ready with his tools, 112 ways. Women are beginning to think for themselves. What it means is, straight away, this is Sanatana Dharma as a science. As a culture, it functions differently. And now we don't have to impose our culture on anybody. But science is not an imposition. Science is a solution. So in many ways, the future of the world is in Sanatana Dharma. But don't try to rub it on them, saying that you must take up my culture. Not necessary. The important thing is, they look to impose our culture on anybody. But science is not an imposition. Science is a solution. So in many ways…
Sadhguru, you say that you are always stoned.
What is that? I'm sorry?
But you look more stoned than usual on MahaShivRatri. What's happening with you, Sadhguru? Asks
they look for ultimate well-being,
Iliad
not for immediate
Lebanon.
well-being. That is Lebanese people.
Sadhguru,
It's not
you say
legal
that you are
in Lebanon, that's why.
always stoned.
What is that? I'm sorry? Not yet.
But you look more stoned than usual on MahaShivRatri.
What everybody's falling asleep, so I'm coming there for you.
Iliad from Lebanon.
It is Lebanese people. Some Lebanese ladies accuse it's not legal that I'm more stoned than usual. Not yet. I want to show you I'm doing fine, huh? What everybody's falling asleep, so I'm coming there for you. Haven't I awake enough? I'm more stoned than usual. Enough? Say there, I want to show from Lebanon, fine, somebody's saying I'm more stoned than usual. Well, see, when we were designing Adi-yogi's face, it took me over 2.5 years to get it right. What is it that was so complex about it? Haven't I awake enough? We wanted to get stillness from Lebanon, exuberance, somebody saying I'm more intoxication in one face. Do you think we've somewhere close there? See, when we were designing Adiyogi's
So why is
face,
intoxication
it took me over 2.5
important?
years to get it right. Because
What is it that was
if
so
you're not
complex about it?
intoxicated, you will die of stress.
We wanted to get
Yes,
stillness,
that's what I was telling you.
exuberance,
There is scientific
and
research to show
intoxication in
that
one face.
Do you think
The
cannabinoids
there?
or endocannabinoids produced in the body are up
So why
70%?
is intoxication
For
important?
somebody who's just started Shambhavi, because
Mahamudra.
if you are not intoxicated,
Don't ask
you
me
will
what
die
is
of
my
stress. Yes, that's what I was telling you. There
70%
is scientific
high
research to show,
means
as I said earlier,
the
cannabinoids or
much higher
endocannabinoids produced
than
in
what
the body
happens
are up even
70%.
a sexual
For somebody
intercourse.
who's just
It's much
started
higher than
Shambhavi,
that.
Mahamudra.
Just sitting here, you're blissed out.
Don't ask me what is my
This is how you
percentage.
become free. Not by denial that you become free.
70% high
You become
means,
free because
as I said
just sitting
earlier,
here is
it
just
is
so fantastic. Just
much
being
higher
alive and
than
breathing
what happens
is so absolutely
even in
blissful.
a sexual
You don't have to do
intercourse
anything
is
else.
much higher
You
than
just
that.
fine. Just sitting here, you're blissed out.
So, what is
This
special
how
about
you
this
become
day?
free. As we have told you 1,000
Not by
times,
denial
that
that
you
you
become
become
free.
natural upsurge.
You become free because
When
just
there's a
sitting
natural
here
upsurge,
is just so
one thing
fantastic.
is
Just
you
being
must
alive
become
and
exuberant.
breathing is so
Hello?
absolutely
Hello?
blissful. You don't have to do anything else.
Hello?
You just fine.
You must…
What is special about this day, as we have told you 1,000 times,
you must become
there is a
exuberant.
natural
Hello?
upsurge. When there is a natural upsurge, one thing is you must become exuberant.
Exuberance of life. Exuberance of life is wonderful.
But if there is no stability, it'll become madness. So, you must become still. You must have the capacity to sit still. I'm sure you can do that. One thing is you must become
You need to be
exuberant.
little intoxicated.
Otherwise you
Exuberance
can't
of
do
life.
these crazy things, hello?
Exuberance of life is wonderful.
But if there is no stability,
So these three
it'll
things need
become
to happen.
madness. Today the situation is
So,
good, so I'm
you
making
must
the
become
best use
still.
of it. I want you to
must
make
have the
use
capacity
of this too.
to sit
Hello?
still.
To be
I'm sure you
exuberant,
can do that.
to be exuberant, whoa, whoa, whoa! You must become
Exuberant.
To be
Still.
still, can't do these crazy things, hello? And intoxicated. Let's make it happen.
But if there is no stability,
So these three things need to happen. Today the situation is good, so I'm making the best use of it.
Sadhguru,
I want you to make
Shiva
use of
used
this
to
too.
rhyme.
Hello? To be exuberant,
If Shiva was here
to be
today
exuberant,
amongst
whoa,
us,
whoa, whoa!
what would he wear? Asks Sarah from Dehradun.
And intoxicated. Let's make it happen.
so these three things
See, unfortunately, because these things were all probably…
Used to rhyme.
Not probably,
If Shiva
definitely
was
it
here
came
today,
either from UK or from Europe at one time. So the power of an engine is measured in horsepower. If it was in India, we would have said bull power.
unfortunately…
So you know what he would write.
because these things were all
Probably… Not probably, definitely it came either
Here
from
from
UK
Dehradun
or
asks,
from Europe at one
Shiva
time.
is the destroyer.
Of an engine
Why do we
is
worship the
measured in
destroyer?
horsepower.
Isn't this
If it was in
anti-life?
India, we would have said bull power.
unfortunately…
Why did this
you know what
Lebanese
they would
girl
write.
after me like this?
Because these things were all
Probably… Well, not probably, definitely it came… in Lebanon, you're just recovering from winter, just
Shiva
now,
is the
still on.
destroyer. Why do we
Well,
worship
most
the
of the leaf from the tree is down. Most trees are bare. If these leaves, which have done their business, if they don't come down, do you think fresh leaf can come up? If… Lebanon, you're just recovering I will spare your grandfather.
is the destroyer?
If your great-great-grandfather
most of the
still
leaves
around,
from the tree
would you
is
be
down.
here? Most trees are bare. So,
If these leaves…
the process of life which have done their
is
business
sustainable
if they don't
only
come
because
down, it is an ongoing
think
cycle
fresh
of
leaf can
creation, maintenance, destruction. If you get attached, spare your grandfather, to your present existence the way you are, would you be here? You don't want to get old, you want to get Botoxed. So, the process of life is sustainable. You don't want to look old. What's the problem? Hey, what's the problem with me? If you get attached, you don't want to get old, you don't want to die. Your present existence the way you are, it's important. You don't want to get old. As we are born, you want to get Botoxed. When we were children, we were longing to grow up. It's sustainable. When we become adults, you don't want to why are we hesitating to become old and die one day? Hey, what's the problem with me? Because this is the nature of life. If the cycle is broken, there shall be no life. Let me tell you a little story. Can I tell you a story? I'm asking your permission because for most people, if I say once upon a time, they think it's better. If the cycle is broken, there shall be no life. This happened not so long ago. I'm a rich man, a rich family. I'm asking your permission. Built a nice new house. For most people, it is part of the culture here. If I say that when you build a new house, they think it's better. Generally, in the rest of the world, they will party, they'll get drunk and get sick on the second day of going into their new house. A rich man. But here, a rich family, they will invite a sage, a seer. For most people, it is part of the yoga here to come and bless their house. When you build a new house, they think it's better. They invited a yogi. Generally, in the rest of the world, here they will party, they'll get drunk and get sick. But on the second day of going into their new house, a rich man. They did all the best things that they can do to a guest, sage, fed him well. For most people, then time to leave, come and bless their house. When you build a husband and wife came, they invited a yogi. In the rest of the world, prostrated themselves in front of the yogi, but on the second day of welcoming like a king, give us a blessing. The yogi raised his hand, all the best things that they can do to a guest. First let your father die, then you die, then your children die. Then the yogi, time to leave, come and bless their house. So husband and wife came, welcomed you, treated you like a king, prostrated themselves. You're telling me my father should die, then I should die, my children should die. The yogi raised his hand, the best things that they can do to a guest. First let your father die, what is this then nonsense? You die, asking then your children die. Then the yogi, time to leave, come and bless their house. You're anyway dying short, husband and wife came, welcomed you, are dying short, treated you like a king, prostrated right now full of life, telling me you are dying short. I should die, my children when you are the dying short, the yogi raised his hand, best that first let your father die. What is this nonsense? Asking then your children die. Then the yogi, time to leave, come and bless before us. Let us not at all good. Or you are dying short, treated you like a king. Father died, right now full of life, telling then my children are dying short. Everything is natural order of things. When you are the dying short, the yogi raised his hand best. First let your father die. That is why the yogi asking then your children the right time. Then he should time to leave before us. Let us not at all good. Or you are dying short, treated you like a king. Father died, right now full of life, telling then my children are dying short. Everything is natural order of things. When you are the dying short, the yogi raised his hand best. First let your father die. That is why the yogi asking then your children
instead of those places, you choose suddenly you want to establish a
right now full of life, telling them my children are
More closely associated with Shiva. Instead of those places, choose to establish
She's not heard me. Well, right from my infancy, I always of age. She's not heard me. I thought there are mountain peaks in everybody's eyes. Well, because it was always there. When I'm awake and asleep, it was always there. When I was around 16, that's when you really start their eyes. Just me. She's not heard me. I thought, so I started trekking. There are mountain peaks in everybody's eyes. Well, I trekked Western Ghats because it was always there, every peak. When I'm awake and asleep, it was always there. 1,700 kilometers. When I was around 16, to Kanyakumari, that's when you really start their eyes. And just every peak. I thought, so I started mountain peaks in everybody's eyes. I'm not finding it, it's somewhere else. Western thinking, because it was always there. Everybody in India was talking about Himalayas. And asleep. So when I was 1,900 kilometers, when I was around 16, to Kanyakumari, that's when you really started their eyes. And just every week from the age of 19. So there are 27 years in everybody's eyes. Every year, somewhere else. I trekked in Himalayas. Then thinking, because it was always there. Everybody in India was talking about Himalayas. And asleep. So when I was 1,900 kilometers, when I was around 16, to Kanyakumari, that's when you really started their eyes. And just every week from the age of 19, we went on. There are 27 years in everybody's eyes. Every year, somewhere else in Himalayas. I'm thinking, I'm not going to find it. In 1987, for the first time, I landed in Coimbatore and I just got off a night bus at around 3:45 in the morning, somewhere else in Himalayas. I just sat in a place and lost myself for almost an hour and a half. Then I knew it's somewhere here. We started looking. 87, I found it in 1993. I landed in Coimbatore. Probably you have not seen from here. I just got off. If you go a couple of kilometers this way or this way, you will see the seventh hill. Once I saw that peak, the peak in my eyes disappeared and I knew this is the place. At that time, there were no roads, simply not approachable. We just… an open piece of land. I just said, this is the place. We didn't know who owned it, we did not know it's available or not. But on the 11th day after I stepped in on this land, we had registered the land in the name of the foundation, and since then, there's been no looking back. So, I'm not all choice, I'm a slave. Blissful, that's all, but slave. Not everything is my choice. Not everything is nobody's choice. Please.
Barbara from the US asks, Shiva has so many conflicting qualities. He's the greatest dancer, but also sits absolutely still. He's the ultimate ascetic, but he's also married. What, Sadhguru, is the true quality of Shiva?
Wow.
So many conflicting qualities. He's the greatest dancer, but
This is
also sits absolutely still.
a very
He's the ultimate
disturbing
ascetic,
issue
but he's also
of
married.
modern times,
What Sadhguru
that
is the
everybody
true
has to be
quality of
something.
Shiva.
You can't just be just like that. Wow, you got to be something.
So many conflicting
Everybody
qualities.
wants to nail you with
He's
one
the greatest
quality.
dancer, but
This
also
is not the nature of a
sits
human being.
absolutely still.
A very… one moment
He's
you're
the
wonderful,
ultimate
disturbing
ascetic,
issue
but he's also
of
married.
modern times,
What Sadhguru
that
is the
everybody
true
has
quality
to
of
be something. Another moment you're blissful, another moment you're
You
little
can't just be
pensive, just like
too
that.
many things.
Wow, you got to be something.
So
A
many
human being,
conflicting
everybody wants
qualities.
to nail you
many
with
things.
one
the
quality.
greatest dancer.
But we
But
are
also
always
sits
trying to
absolutely
nail
still.
one quality on somebody.
He's the
Wonderful.
ultimate
Somebody's a good
disturbing
guy, somebody's a bad guy. I've never seen a good guy or a bad guy in my life. Another moment everybody is capable of everything. Blissful, another moment you're little pensive, just like that.
Too many things.
But you got to be something.
So
Whole
many
cultures are going about
can be
so
nailed
many
with
things.
one
These are bad guys, these are good guys. Always trying to
absolutely
nail one quality on somebody.
He's the ultimate
Somebody's a good guy, somebody's a bad guy. I've never seen a good guy or a bad guy in my life. Another moment everybody is capable of everything. Blissful, another moment you're little pensive, just like that.
Too many things.
But you got to be something.
So
Whole
many
cultures are going about so many things. These are bad guys, these are good guys. Trying to everything is nail one quality on somebody. This is so. Somebody's a good guy and also somebody's a bad guy. I've never seen a good guy or a bad guy in my life. Everybody is capable of everything. Blissful, Shiva, moment you're little pensive, just like that. You call someone Shiva, got to be something. Because whole cultures are going about so many things. These are bad guys, these are good guys. He's not, everything is nail one quality good and bad. This is so. Somebody's a good guy and also somebody's a bad guy. I've never seen a good guy or a bad guy in my life. Everybody is capable of everything. Well, some people will name that also, nothing is bad. I want to be something. You call someone Shiva, got to be something. Because whole cultures are going about something, become a quantity. These are bad guys, these are good guys. You become universal and eternal, one quality good and bad. Nothing means you don't understand this. Somebody's a bad guy. By putting a high note call between no and everybody is capable of everything. Well, some people will name that also, nothing is bad. I want to just identify with your bones and flesh, you're a thing, something, become a quantity. These are bad guys, these are good guys. You become universal and eternal, one quality good and bad. Nothing means you don't understand this. You can't call your thing anymore, putting a high note because between no and everybody is capable of Shiva. Well, some people will name that laughing, nothing is bad. You cannot contain, just identify any particular value, any particular quality, something. Become a quantity. These are bad guys, these are good guys. You become universal and eternal, one quality good and bad. Nothing means cannot contain him. This or that anymore, putting a high note because capable of being everybody is capable of Shiva. Well, some people will name that laughing, but you cannot contain, just identify any particular value, any particular quality, something, time. These are bad guys, these are good guys. You go wild. Nothing means cannot contain him. This or that anymore. Your humanity is absolutely capable of being. I don't know, you put it in a trash can, some people you are laughing, you have to carry the weight of morality on any particular value, any particular humanity, time. You don't need the burden of morality in this man, you know why he is clearly telling nothing means cannot contain him. This or that anymore. Your humanity is absolutely morals and values and ethics. I don't know, if humanity is overflowing, you are laughing, you will have to carry the weight of morality on any particular value, any particular humanity is overflowing. You don't need the burden of morality in this man, you know why he is clearly clearly telling us. You're not convinced this thing anymore. Humanity is
Often questions when you surrender all distorted and inherited beliefs that cannot be
that human society has carried for generations, for centuries, millennia. If somebody doesn't look like you, something terrible should be done with them. Hello? They just don't look like you. They can be different gender, they can be different race, they can be different something. Society is different for generations. Because somebody is different. If somebody you think look like you, they're not all right. Something terrible should be done with them, have been done. Hello? Simply because somebody, they just don't look like you. How many terrible things have been done? Gender, so once again the same position, they can be, she's got different something. Society is different, distorted beings for generations. Because what will fill the gap? They're not all right. Today the young people, terrible, their hairstyle looks distorted simply because somebody, they just don't look like you. See this guy, shaved off a little bit and left a little. So once again the same looks distorted to me. She's got different something. Different, make anything distorted for generation. Because what will fill the gap? Agree with you, it becomes distorted. Today the young people, there is nothing distorted. Why should all of us look the same way? Is there such a rule? Yes, unfortunately. Unfortunately, everybody should look the same. Because the whole thing is called industrialization. All of us should look like the same product. Because there is an industry called education, there is an industry called economy, there's so many industries. If you become a nut which doesn't fit into anything, what do we do with you? We want to see that we can make use of you. If we can't use you, what good are you? Well, somebody's looking totally different from us. Why should we call them distorted? Maybe we are distorted? Hello? Maybe we are doesn't fit into anything. There is no such thing as distortion. This universe allows that we can make use of you. Every form, if you can't use you, what good are you? This allows everything. Well, somebody's looking totally different from us. There is no such thing as distortion in this universe. Maybe we are distorted. Tell me, is planet Earth distorted? Maybe we are doesn't fit into anything. There is no such thing as distortion. Are you distorted? This universe allows that we can make use of you. Every form, every color, what good are you? This allows everything. Your ideas of distortion, somebody are looking totally different from us. Who is why should we call them distorted? Maybe we are distorted. Tell me, is planet Earth distorted? Himself was considered distorted. Doesn't fit into anything. There is no such thing as distortion. Are you distorted? This universe allows that we can make use of you. Every form, every color, what good are you? Technological problems as to how far I can go. Your ideas of distortion, somebody what will fill the gap? Maybe we are distorted. Tell me, is planet Earth distorted? Himself was considered distorted. Doesn't fit into anything. There is no such thing as distortion. Are you distorted? This universe allows that we can make use of you. Today, MahaShivRatri, what good are you? Technological problems as to how far I can go. Your ideas of this is the day. What will fill the gap? Maybe we are distorted. Tell me, is planet Earth distorted? Himself was considered distorted. Doesn't fit into anything. There is no such thing as distortion. Are you householders? This universe, family people, make you believe this is the day he got married. This is his wedding anniversary. This is the day. Let me tell you something about his wedding. When Sati when when his wedding was fixed with Sati, who was the daughter of a king, the father completely disowned the girl because she wants to marry this absolutely crazy-looking man with dreadlocks, ash-smeared from head to toe, wears elephant skin around his waist, that too freshly skinned, still dripping blood. That's his clothing, that's his dress. So, the father said, no way, you marry this man, it's finished. No, no, absolute no. And somehow she convinces the mother, and the mother, seeing the girl is absolutely in love, she yields to this and somehow the wedding is fixed. Then everybody who is somebody, all of them arriving, the local small kingdoms, princes, princesses, everybody in their best attire, all coming for the wedding. And Sati is all fully dressed up, everybody is ready. Then Adiyogi Shiva comes for the wedding. Full dreadlock, ash smeared, blood dripping from his elephant skin. And all these his friends who are all… they even have limbs. They have limbs which have no bones, so you know what all they can do. Even though you got bones, see what all you do. If you had no bones, how many things you would do? They were doing all that. People just saw, oh my God, what is this? And when he arrived, Sati's mother, Meena, saw him, just thought that my girl is going to go with this man. She just fainted. Then Sati knew this is going to be a disastrous marriage now. So she went to him and said, please take on a more socially accepted form. He said, what's wrong with me? He's a little… not drunk from outside, drunk from inside. Then she said, please, my mother has fainted. She will lose her life if she once again sees you like this. Then I said, okay, your mother, all right. And he transformed himself into a resplendent being. In that form, he was called a Sundaramurti. That means the most beautiful man. So, then the wedding happened. Then the father also could not believe, wow, this is the man, the same guy? This has happened sometimes, hello? So, this aspect of what is distortion is all in our minds. If we learn to simply look at things without our own judgments about everything, everything has its place. Hello? A worm, an insect, a bird, a creature, everybody has their place, isn't it? Not just us. And that too among us, they must look like us. If everybody just looked like you, could you live in this world? Hello? Nobody looks like you. That is the blessing we have. If everybody looked like you, finished your… never ask for this. And also, what is it, the problems that you have with people around you? They're not like you, that's the problem. Yes, you can't get along with somebody. Why? Because they're not like you, not just physically, in every other way. Just I want you to imagine, just one more person, just like you in your house. Can you live there? One is too much. So we are glad nobody is like us. Hello? We are really glad nobody is like us. If there was one more like us, we will have to exit. I think there's one more question.
Yes, Sadhguru. Our last question is from Ashwini in Bengaluru. Do I have to necessarily connect to the persona of Shiva or be a Shiva devotee to experience the possibility of MahaShivRatri?
There is a question, huh? There is a question. Anyways, this girl is from Bengaluru. I don't know how the Bengaluru people are doing. Adiyogi is there also. Namaskaram to all the Bengaluru people. I hope you guys are doing well. So, do I have to connect with Shiva or Adiyogi's persona? This is what we were talking about in the previous question. He has no persona. He can be any way he wants. He can be in such a way that it seems to be a disgusting form, or he can be the Sundaramurti. He can be absolutely aware and he can be completely drunk. He can be anything and anything. So how do you connect with his persona? There is no persona. Persona means you got nailed by the society, that's what it means. Or you took on a certain number of thoughts and emotions, opinions, ideas, prejudices, and you said, this is me. That's a horrible way to live. Hello? Hello? This is a… See, either you can let your thoughts and emotions determine who you are, or you can determine how your thoughts and emotions should be. This is a choice you have. This is what Adiyogi represents, that you don't allow your thoughts, emotions, ideas and silly prejudices that you have to define who you are. You define how your thoughts should be, how your emotions should be, how you should be right now, as it is needed for the situation. You are not defined. This is the most important thing. Unfortunately, our education systems, our social structures are always telling you that you must define yourself. Define means you have fixed yourself within a boundary. Defined boundary means you have created your own personal prison. And then you wonder why you're unhappy. Well, you locked yourself up, and why are you not unhappy? If you're not unhappy, I am disappointed. Hello? Because if you locked yourself, if you wrapped yourself in your own silly ideas and you're not unhappy, then what is the use of my work and my sadhana? Spent 3 lifetimes to unwrap myself. If you're wrapped and still doing great, then what's the point of this? So, you don't have to bother about Adiyogi's persona. There is no such thing. Whatever you like, make it that. He's fine with that. You can see him as a very beautiful man, as a distorted man, You can see him as a yogi, you can see him as a lover, you can see him as a Bhuteshwara, master of all elements, you can see him as a Pashupati, the leader of all the creatures on this planet. There is no end. You make whatever you want. The important thing is, you understand you are making it. Right now. And this is the only thing that matters, that Adiyogi, Shiva is important in your life because… wait, all this this is… I got it. வரல தமிழுக்கு வந்துடுவேன் கொஞ்சம். Wait. The most important reason why Adiyogi, what is this whole effort about? This whole effort is about you being able to take charge of your life, not looking up for help. You're always… See, I want you to know, the planet is round. Hello? Planet is round? And it's spinning. You look up. Which is up? When something is round and spinning, do you know which is up? You don't even know which is up. So you're always looking up in the wrong direction. The only right direction is to turn inward and take charge of this. Whichever way you look, you're looking in the wrong direction because the only and only precious thing that you have is life. Have you been to a funeral and seen a dead man or a woman? Have you? So, hey, wait, you can love me later. Have you seen a dead body? That guy's like this, perfect posture. You go and tell him in his ear, you got 100 crore lottery, you just won. The guy, he's not interested. You go and tell him, in your house backyard, we just found a massive treasure. Not interested. You go and tell him, the prettiest woman in the world has fallen in love with you. Not interested. Just yesterday, this guy was hopping all over the place. Today, because this is the only damn thing that you have, life. If you do not make this enhance itself, if you do not make this into something wonderful, look up, look down, look wherever the hell you want, the same mess. Adiyogi is important for you because the science of inner well-being. No matter what life does to us, life will do many things. Sometimes pleasant things, sometimes unpleasant things, life will do many things. But how you are should be determined by you, not by situations around you, people around you. You should decide how you are. If you decide how you are, will you choose to be miserable or blissful? That's it, you got it, that's it. Hey, play some music, come on now, everybody got it. What happened? The drum is broken.
महादेव भोलिया हर 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 महादेव, हर 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 महादेव भोलिया हर 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 महादेव। भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव, भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव। भटकने तू राह दिखावे मायाणु मिलियो गुरे, भटकने तू राह दिखावे मायाणु मिलियो गुरे, भटकने तू राह दिखावे मायाणु मिलियो गुरे, भटकने तू राह दिखावे मायाणु मिलियो गुरे। कर्म टोकरो सिरू हटावे हर 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 महादेव, कर्म टोकरो सिरू हटावे हर 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 महादेव। भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव, भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव भोलिया हर 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 महादेव, हर 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 महादेव भोलिया हर 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 महादेव। भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव, भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव। असुर देवता असुर देवता सबने भावे सबरो तू पर में, असुर देवता सबने भावे सबरो तू पर में, असुर देवता सबने भावे सबरो तू पर में, असुर देवता सबने भावे सबरो तू पर में। जहर पिवेणे अमृत बाटे हर 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 महादेव, जहर पिवेणे अमृत बाटे हर 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 महादेव। भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव, भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव भोलिया हर 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 महादेव, हर 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 महादेव भोलिया हर 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 महादेव। भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव, भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव भोलिया हर 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 महादेव, हर 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 महादेव भोलिया हर 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 महादेव। भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव, भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव। भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव, भगत बुलावे दौड़ावे हर 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 महादेव।
शिव 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 शिवाय शिव शिव
Shiva, 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 Shivaya. Shiva, 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 Shivaya. Shiva, 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 Shivaya. Shiva, Shiva, Shivaya. Shiva, 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 Shivaya. Shiva, 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 Shivaya. No music.